Really,
How are you?
I am.
Aries. Are
Yeah,
you an Aries?
I am. April 6th.
Okay, I am too. March 21st.
That's right. I already know. That's why I've been drawn to you for so long. I'm such a
Mm,
fan.
thank you.
No problem. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
Big Sean, Jonica, and Gabrielle join you for the finale, which was a
Yeah.
great episode to end the season. What's been the best part for you during the 20s after show?
It's the conversations we've been having. I think it's still such a beautiful place to have conversations about inclusivity, about expression, about sexuality, about how everything kind of converges and commingles, the
Yeah.
intersectionality of it all. And to be having those conversations at BET is an amazing thing. Those type of conversations have not been had
Right.
on that network. And it feels so good to be the person that is helping to orchestrate that. The 20s itself covers a lot of those topics, and then we take it a step further on the after show and kind of like expound on it, but also have a good time. You know, everything is good in doses. So it's like, it's good to kind of get into the nitty gritties of, you know, these serious topics, but it's also good to keep it light and have fun and play games. It all makes for a space where people can feel like they can be themselves. And that's what I love the most.
That makes a lot of sense. And you actually just touched on it, but could you elaborate a little bit more what originally made you just want to be a part of the 20s After Show as far as hosting?
Well, for me, it represented turning the chapter on the past that I had with BET and changing the narrative and moving into a very inclusive future, and to be a part of the change that I helped pave the way for. Yeah. And instead of being on the sideline and just dwelling in that narrative, I chose to forgive. I chose to come back and to be with my people.
Yeah.
I am a person of color. I am a Black person, and nothing means more to me than to, affect change with my own community.
Mm-hmm.
Because people of color and LGBTQI people, I feel that, we are some of the most, the sweetest parts of our community, and we should be celebrated, and we should celebrate each other, and everyone deserves space to be.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so happy you guys did, like you said, sever that relationship, because I do remember, the unfortunate drama that was going around. But like you said, you guys came back together, Black Entertainment Television, B. Scott. That's how it's supposed to be. So
yeah,
you on that.
Absolutely.
Is there any one person or situation that you can personally relate to on 20s?
Any one person? Well, it depends. I mean, I think that I see a little bit of myself in all of the different characters, the three ladies of the show. But specifically, I think in my 20s, I was like a JoJo in a way. I was doing my thing. I had options. I had, all type of, as we say in the South, the suitors. People were trying to get up in my mix. And so I was just having a good time and not really taking things too seriously. And sometimes situations worked out, sometimes they didn't, sometimes the circumstances were inconvenient. But I think I see myself a little bit in each one.
I love that. Have you learned anything about yourself while shooting this show? Just like, whether you have, you discovered you have better patience than you thought you did or anything?
I discovered that I'm actually really good. You know what I mean? I knew it, but when you're under pressure, and I think, taping the show and doing my show for the doing a television show for the first time, and just having to navigate all those things, teleprompter, earpiece, producers in the background, and to be able to hold it down, and to hold it down alone. I don't have an ensemble cast. I was the host, and it came down to me, and I'm really proud of myself that I was able to rise to the occasion, and to do so after all that I have been through. And I'm just so grateful to the universe and to God that I'm still here to be able to do so.
Definitely. We're happy you did. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Tell our viewers why we all need to tune into the 20s finale and the 20s after show with B Scott tomorrow night.
Because the 20s finale is very spicy and it's a lot going on. I don't want to give away too much about that. But my after show, you need to tune in because it's the finale, of course, of my show. Big Sean is stopping by, as well as JoJo and Gabrielle Graham from the show. So it's going to be fun.
Love it. Switching gears for a minute, what motivates B Scott?
Let me think. What motivates me? I had to think about that. What motivates me is that I am, by me being who I am helping others. Mm-hmm. And that I know it may even sound a little corny, but it's true. Mm-hmm. But what motivates me is not about the money anymore, because I have that. Yeah. It's not about the name recognition, because I have that too. It's more about what can I now do with my platform and with my being that can help other people live their best lives earlier. Right. I'm trying to help the younger generation be who they are as soon as possible, and that they don't have to go through the stuff that I went through. And that's important to me. And a part of me being able to do that is that I have to be present. I still have to do the work. And all of this to me represents doing the work.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. What would you personally like to see more of in the world of LGBTQ when it comes to representation on television?
No, I think it should just be more of the reality. Mm-hmm. The reality is that LGBTQI plus people are members of the society. We are everywhere and in all things, and that's what it should represent on television. Like, every equation should be inclusive. And I think networks and companies should strive to do so, because it's not new. It's just that it's not being shown as much as it is in real life on television. So that is the goal. The goal is to just reflect the reality, which is LGBTQ plus people are all up and through everything. So why isn't that the same on television?
Exactly. I love
that. And that's what we're working towards.
That's the love with that. Yeah, I agree. Help us with something that I wanted to speak with you about, the pronouns. Like, for instance, you use they/them. Can you explain to our audience the meaning of the pronouns and why it's important?
I think that for each person is different. Mm-hmm. I identify, with, as trans non-binary, and them and they are for, people like me who don't exclusively identify as, female or male. And if you fall somewhere in between or neither, that fits. And for me, that's what I feel most comfortable with. But I don't take offense when people are trying to get it right, So people call me and refer to me as everything under the sun but a child of God. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm open to that as long as the intent is not malicious. And I think that the best way to understand pronouns or to get pronouns right is to ask the person, what are your pronouns? Or how do you identify? And that is there's a lot of complexity there. Yeah. So I don't necessarily want to speak to too much outside of myself, but for me, I'm a person that always has, over the years, the terminology has changed. When I first started, it was, called androgynous and gender nonconforming. And then over time, the language has progressed, and the language is going to continue to progress. For me, I'm just a person that I have always felt somewhere in between. And as a person that's somewhere in between, how would you describe that person? Is it a male? Is it a female? Or, like, people have always, but back in the day, it was jokes and people would say derogatory things about me. And now is the reality of the world is that, people like me exist, and sometimes things don't fit in binary boxes. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of those people, I'm that person. Yeah, and so I don't fit in a binary box. I don't fit any boxes in general. Like, I'm just a hodgepodge of things. And I think that that's something that I now celebrate, because it should be celebrated.
I love that. Thank you for that answer. And before we wrap, I have to ask, being that you launched Love B Scott in 2007, what's been the biggest joy for you with that website over the years? What's brought you the biggest joy?
It's just being able to help people with the different narratives that they want to put out in a way. Like, people think that the stories are just something that we come up with. A lot of times, we help people with what they're trying to do, and a perspective they're trying to put out there. Yeah. So I enjoy that. I still enjoy people coming to me with information, and I craft the information to have, a certain objective or to put out their side of the story. Yeah. I like doing that. I like being able to put out information that other people don't have access to in order to just, kind of shift the conversation another direction.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. Before we wrap, is there anything else you want to leave with our viewers and your fans?
That I'm grateful. I'm in such a place of gratitude. This has been an amazing journey. And it's, for me, it's not over at all. It's just the beginning in a lot of ways. And I'm so thankful to all of my love muffins, all the people who have supported me for all these years. That's the reason why I'm still here. So many people in this business come and go, and I've stayed. And the reason why I've stayed is in part because of my love muffins, my supporters. So I'm thankful to the people who have supported me, and I love you.
Love it. Well, we love you, and we're always looking forward to what you got coming next.
Thank you. You know it's coming.
Wait, no, thank you so much for taking time out speaking with us again. Like I said, I am a fan, so I enjoy watching you, listening to you, all that. You do a great job at what you do, and I'm looking forward to what's next.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Continued success. Thank you.
Double kisses. Bye-bye.